Hi, folks. This is Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I am once again simulcasting on Rumble and Utizzle, and I hope this broadcast finds you well. So anyway, folks, I just got a little something for you to read on the screen as I do my introduction. I'll leave it up there for a bit. You want to get a screenshot. You won't have any olive oil. What the heck? Because the olives will drop. You'll have sons and daughters, but you'll lose them because they'll be taken away as prisoners of war. You can read the rest of it. But anyway, folks, what do I do while people are coming into the chats? I play some videos so people can settle in, get themselves a cup of coffee or a cold brouhaha, whatever is their want. And I play videos that are relevant to today's situation, and sometimes we just go down memory lane, huh? So anyway, folks, here you go. When we get back, we'll be like butter and get on a roll.
Well, I thought it would be a good time to offer a quiz to determine just how fact-resistant the current epidemic of Obama derangement syndrome really is. Here we have the last three presidents of the United States, Bill Clinton, George Bush, and Barack Obama. Mr. Speaker, let's test our knowledge of how much or how little they have enforced the immigration laws of the United States during their term. Question 1, which president deported a population slightly larger than the population of the entire state of Nebraska? With almost 2 million deported so far, Barack Obama has deported more people than live in the entire state of Nebraska. No one has deported more people. A star, first place, goes to Barack Obama. Question 2, who expanded immigration enforcement by local enforcement 100-fold? One of these presidents expanded the Secure Communities program for deporting immigrants who are booked into local jails from 31 jurisdictions in this nation to over 3,000. And who was that? Yes, President Barack Obama, another dubious star. Question number 3, let's go to boots on the ground, where the immigration issue seems to begin and end for many Republicans. Who spent more money on immigration enforcement than all other federal law enforcement combined? Well, if you guessed Barack Obama, you'd be right. Yes, the $18 billion he spends is $3.5 billion more every year than we spend on the FBI, ATF, DEA, Secret Service, all of them combined, in order to achieve what? Unprecedented deportations. Another star. Question 4, what crimes are the most prosecuted crimes in federal court? You think kidnapping, murder, counterfeiting, political corruption? No, under Barack Obama, the #1 crime prosecuted as a misdemeanor is being illegally in this country, and the #1 crime prosecuted as a felony in federal courts is what? Illegal re-entry to the United States. Another star. Finally, for question 5, we get to detention. Which of these presidents put more than 420,000 people in detention in just one single year of his presidency? Yes, arrested and put them in jail. President Barack Obama has detained more immigrants in jails, prisons, and detention facilities than any other president of the United States of America. That's 5 for 5.
We revoked her visa. It's an F1 visa, I believe. We revoked it, and here's why. And I'll say it again. I said it everywhere. Let me be abundantly clear, okay? If you go apply for a visa right now, anywhere in the world, let me just send this message out. If you apply for a visa to enter the United States and be a student, and you tell us that the reason why you're coming to the United States is not just because you want to write op-eds, but because you want to participate in movements that are involved in doing things like vandalizing universities, harassing students, taking over buildings, creating a ruckus, we're not going to give you a visa. If you lie to us and get a visa and then enter the United States and with that visa participate in that sort of activity, we're going to take away your visa. And once you've lost your visa, you're no longer legally in the United States, and we have a right, like every country in the world has a right, to remove you from our country. So it's just that simple. I think it's crazy. I think it's stupid for any country in the world to welcome people into their country that are going to go to your universities as visitors. They're visitors. And say, I'm going to your universities to start a riot. I'm going to your universities to take over a library and harass people. I don't care what movement you're involved in. Why would any country in the world allow people to come and disrupt? Now, we gave you a visa to come and study. and get a degree, not to become a social activist that tears up our university campuses. And if we've given you a visa and then you decide to do that, we're going to take it away. I encourage every country to do that, by the way, because I think it's crazy to invite students into your country that are coming onto your campus and destabilizing it. We're just not going to have it. So we'll revoke your visa, and once your visa is revoked, you're illegally in the country and you have to leave. Every country in the world has a right to decide who comes in as a visitor and who doesn't. If you invite me into your home because you say, I want to come to your house for dinner, and I go to your house and I start putting mud on your couch and spray painting your kitchen, I bet you're going to kick me out. Well, we're going to do the same thing if you come into the United States as a visitor and create a ruckus for us. We don't want it. We don't want it in our country. Go back and do it in your country. But you're not going to do it in our country.
Storm zone.
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about.
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
Now think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give the president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined. Now the gloves are off.
Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and AG in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he perceives as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
Hi, folks. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope everybody's doing well. I put a little Bible verse up for people to read. Let me see who came by to see me tonight. You know, I saw a video on Truth Social of somebody of a blast from the past, so I had to look her up. Hi, Wayne. How you doing? And I'll tell you about that in a minute. Nice to see you. Yes, give me a thumbs up. It helps the video get around. Todd, how are you doing? Cole, nice to see you. Sissy, Darla, Robin, nice to see you. Rain's here. All right. Miss Bender Sue. Nice to see you. Tammy's here. Okay, good to see you all. Come on in, shake off your skin, rattle around in your bones. Hi, Randy. Let's see. Oh, who else is coming in? Let's see. I'll go right down. Pappy Two Bears, nice to see you. All right. Awaken Trillium. Nice to see you also. Gary, chairman of the board, is here. All right. We can commence. We now have a quorum. Damon, nice to see you. Let's see. Oh, all righty, folks. Thanks for coming by. I'll try to keep an eye on newcomers in the chats as I go through our discussion for tonight. I guess the big news is where Trump said that the Insurrection Act wasn't needed. He didn't feel it was needed, but he's going to keep it. like an arrow in his quiver. You all have heard me use that term before. And, oh gosh, I didn't even let me put my thumbnail up. I saw this picture and I said, I'm going to use it as a thumbnail. Oh, I didn't even put the CUE posts in I want to talk about too. I got some CUE posts. And many of you know what that means. And it's concerning somebody I hadn't heard talked about very much, but was mentioned a few times in CUE posts. And I'll tell you who it is before I play the video, but it's Michelle Bachmann. But here's my thumbnail. When you both get approved for asylum in Somalia, just because Trump's not going to declare the Insurrection Act this second, things might change. But anyway, that doesn't mean they're not going to be investigated. It was announced that they're conducting a probe. That's why I said they're both getting probed. I better watch what I say. Tim Walz will get all excited. But anyway, MS Motorsports, how you doing? Melinda, nice to see you. But anyway, yeah, where are they going to go? I mean, wouldn't it be funny if they got stuck in Somalia? Had to run like hell. But, you know, after the discussions we had over the past couple of days, Jacob Frey puts this out. Minneapolis mayor to protesters, be peaceful or go home. You think he got the message? Yeah, he got the message. And around the same time that Tim Walz put his garbage video out that everybody's mocking him for, he put out this. I am making a direct appeal to the president. Let's turn the temperature down. Stop this campaign of retribution. This is not who we are. After the things you've said and the incitement of public hostility, you can't make it go away, Tim Walz, with a bunch of corny words. But he has an appeal to Minnesotans. I know this is scary. We must speak out loudly, urgently, but also peacefully. We cannot fan the flames of chaos. That's what he wants. Oh, he's turning down the temperature. He's turned down the temperature, blaming Trump. So, yeah. I tell you what, I got a video. I'll have to play it at the end because it's copyright. And I've decided that I will contest the copyright. So this video might disappear for a period of days because I won't erase the music. I'm going to play the video as a public service because they have an anthem. They have chosen what I call my personal description. They have an anthem. And maybe you all have seen it when they play videos talking about what they want to do to Trump or ICE or anything like that. They play this particular song. Maybe you all might guess it. So if you see somebody bobbing their head to that song I'm going to play at the end of the video, looking all crazy, you know, to stay away from them. But here's a video I had in my studio the other day, and I didn't get a chance to play it. But this is the kind of lunacy we're dealing with right here.
If they're gonna murder us while calling us fucking bitches, then I think we need to be bigger fucking bitches. Fuck ICE.
So she's obviously loading a GUN, looking all psychotic, staring into the camera. Hi, Graybeard, how you doing? Yeah, it's biblical. Hi, Debbie, nice to see you. If I miss anybody, I do apologize. So anyway, another picture I had for a long time in my studio, a lunatic, a low IQ, DEI, a sheriff in Philadelphia. I showed you the other pictures of her before. But yeah, we got to do a counter offensive. But until we get these voting situations straightened out, these rigged votes, it'll be damn near impossible. We got to get that SAVE Act passed. That's why I wanted to talk about Tina Peters last night, but I changed my thumbnail because I didn't get around to it. There has to be a dump about this election fraud about 2020. And Tina Peters being in jail just might be the conduit for it. She has an appeal, and you can watch the appeal court asking questions, but it's about an hour and hour and 20 minutes or 10 minutes, something like that. And there's about 15 or 20 minutes that's really pertinent. I would have to go through and whatever, to play it without playing the whole damn thing. But some of the salient points, I believe this judge, and I will do a critique. We can all critique it together of his behaviors and get this judge's name out on blast. And I'm surprised no one's talking about it. What's going on with Tina Peters? Trump has put up how many times? Free Tina Peters, free Tina Peters. I guess people are distracted about, thinking the Insurrection Act was coming. But the appellate court came out pretty bluntly. And, they do it in the form of a question. Do you think the court may have willfully misinstructed the jury? That is, or deliberately misinstructed. Boy, that's what I was saying last night was a shocker. For a judge to willfully, or the exact verbiage, it's willfully or deliberately misinstructing the jury. They found her guilty of something she wasn't even charged. They did a kind of a hybrid of how they created charges and twisted jury instructions with Trump to get a conviction. They followed the same playbook. And this appellate court is calling it out. They called out that she wasn't even allowed to put up a defense. Why she took the actions that she took that they're claiming she belongs in jail for. Namely, to protect the information that she knew would be erased, that showed voting irregularities, and she wanted to preserve the record just like federal law requires. And she wasn't allowed to present that defense, much similar to what Engoron did in Mercan, what he did, putting gag orders on Trump and not allowing him to present a defense. Basically excoriating the trial judge. They added time, another 15 months or close to a year and a half, really, for something she wasn't even charged with, through shenanigans. So we're going to go through that. And I'm just shocked that nobody's talking about it. And there should be heavy consequences, especially when you have an official like Tina Peters getting treated the way she was, having a judge willfully misinstructing the jury. Yeah. Hi, Sue. Nice to see you. Elva, nice to see you. Sherry's here. Sparky's here. Wanda's here. Yeah, the judge was confused. The appellate court judge, yeah. They act confused. He knows what they were doing. That they were, they're part of they're part of this damn conspiracy to overthrow the U.S. government, which is exactly what they did. And this is what it's boiling down to, folks. Mr. Kibler, whoa, how you doing, Mr. Kibler? Angela, nice to see you. So anyway, we're going to keep an eye on that. I'm just wondering why other creators who have got a lot more reach than I have haven't even said a peep about it. I mean, it's a big deal, man. I won't say it like Joe Biden said it. But anyway, let's see what Clandestine said about, for those asking why Trump has not invoked the Insurrection Act yet, the answer is always public perception. What have I been saying? POTUS is legally within its constitutional authority to invoke the Insurrection Act unilaterally. Given the order is the easy part, convincing hundreds of millions of Americans that we need to send the U.S. military into U.S. cities nationwide to help deport millions of illegal aliens that the Dems are using to steal elections. That's the hard part. Trump has been teasing the Insurrection Act for months for a reason. It was soft disclosure. He was softening the landing for when the time comes. The public needed to be psychologically prepped before undertaking something of this magnitude, especially considering the Dems, mainstream media, have been telling their sheep that Trump is Adolf, right? And ICE are the Gestapo, as they say, etc. This is an extremely delicate situation, and one false step could be catastrophic. This must be done surgically without causing a full-on civil war with unfathomable civilian casualties. Have I not said the same thing? Our desire for vengeance or some type of reaction has to be tempered with understanding. We can't have tumult in the streets. It must be clean and swift, and the public must be downloaded on why it is happening before it happens. POTUS will do it when the time is right and when the public are psychologically prepared for what must happen. And he put up a little meme to go along with that you may want to keep for your library. I was going to use it for a thumbnail. What do you think? Hold the line. That's what we must do. Hold the line. And he'll let us know when it's time. Hi, Andrew. Randy said Judge jacked it from a misdemeanor to a felony. Well, that's exactly what they did with Trump. Exactly what they did with Trump. Did you see Carolyn Levitt? I had this video last night too, but we ran out of time, but it's just as much fun to watch it tonight. Judging by this guy's accent, it doesn't sound like he's from around these parts. He needs to go worry about his own damn country. We don't want what's happening to your country happening to ours, buddy. But like I said, I wish they would do class action lawsuits about libel and slander and have this character this Border Patrol, ICE agent, sue him and everybody else that's calling him well, he didn't use that term, he didn't use that term, but he is, in my mind, inciting public hostility. But anyway, Carolyn Levitt straightens him out, and we will watch it.
Why was Renee Good unfortunately and tragically killed?
Are you asking me my opinion? Because an ICE agent acted recklessly and killed her unjustifiably.
Oh, okay. So you're a biased reporter with a left-wing opinion.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, because you're a left-wing hack. You're not a reporter. You're posing in this room as a journalist, and it's so clear by the premise of your question. And you and the people in the media who have such biases but fake like you're a journalist, you shouldn't even be sitting in that seat. But you're pretending like you're a journalist, but you're a left-wing activist. And the question that you just raised and your answer proves your bias. You should be reporting on the facts. You should be reporting on the cases. Do you have the numbers of how many American citizens were killed at the hands of illegal aliens who ICE is trying to remove from this country? I bet you don't. I bet you didn't even read up on those stories. I bet you never even read about Lake and Riley or Jocelyn Nungray or all of the innocent Americans who were killed at the hands of illegal aliens in this country. And the brave men and women of ICE are doing everything in their power to remove those heinous individuals and make our communities safer. And shame on people like you in the media who have a crooked view and have a biased view and pretend like you're a real honest journalist.
You're a damn infiltrator, a commie hack, and where do you sound like you're from? Scotland or somewhere like that? Get your rear end back over there. And don't worry about what happens in our country. Here's Carolyn Levitt again. Common sense. There she is. Common sense White House Press Secretary Carolyn Levitt reacts to the Supreme Court's hearing on sex-based rights, arguing why it's quite alarming that a couple of justices, Ketanji Brown Jackson or whatever her name is, and Sonia Sotomayor, refuse to recognize the biological difference between men and women. But here's what she says that's important. There are two genders. There are two sexes. That is not something we should be afraid to say in this country. I'm not afraid to say it. And anybody messes with me, they can go sit in a jailhouse. Okay? But I'm going to say what I want to say. The problem, that's the other problem that we have where I live. There wouldn't be liberal judges running cover for these maniacs and sympathizing with them and violating the law for their cultish beliefs, climate change, 10 genders or whatever the hell they're peddling, stolen land. All that kind of stuff should be taken out of the vernacular, especially for public schools. Here's another one I had the other day, too. Lives of TikTok. You can look this video up. I don't know how long it was, but on X it's a little different to upload the videos. But meet Ayan Aidid, the spouse of Abdi Daysan. Daysan is a Somali running for Minnesota State House as a Democrat. Ayan entered our country illegally during the Biden administration. Here she is boasting about it and describing her journey. She needs to be arrested. Right there she is. Maybe we'll get to see her be arrested. Like I said, the White House pays attention to libs of TikTok. Here's another one I had. Oh, yeah, here's where, a lot of people talk about Mercado or whatever it was, about the getting in that vehicle and stealing the paperwork and showing it to everybody. Well, JLR investigates. You all remember, breaking news. But anyway, he said, we identified the culprit as Mira Altobel Resendez. She admitted to it on a video. If you decide to give the reward, I would like to donate all of it to Border Patrol and ICE. Thank you. If I replayed the video, you would see that character they're talking about, that Mercado person or whatever his name was. But the one JLR's talking about, Mira Altobel Resendez, is the one who took it out of the car and gave it to him. And one or both of them, I believe, is working with Midas Trash Network. And they're also tied in communicating with this very sophisticated group that is organizing these raids. Again, inbox posted today at Farmington High School in District 192. I played you the video where they're taking students out. Instead of teaching kids, they're using them for political activism. Students and staff are holding a walkout to protest ICE during school hours. Our tax dollars are being used to indoctrinate your kids to become activists for leftist agendas. Shut it down. This is what they put up on school property. Hey, you kids, you want to sit and study, or do you want to go out and raise hell in the streets? What do you think you're going to choose? Especially if you have to sit with that weirdo teacher that I showed you was yelling at their class the other day. Let me get out of here. Sneak a smoke or something. But anyway. Anybody else jump in? Well, hi, Lori. Nice to see you. Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's not only tattoos. Hi, Christina. There's other things. Like, where's that one picture? I got a picture. Huh. Where'd it go? I might have to go out of the studio and look for it. That guy that got his eyeball knocked out of his head. Did y'all see that? Let me see. I might have to go out of the studio to get it. Oh, man. Hold on, folks. Bear with me. Bear with me. I've got a bunch of pictures I didn't get to upload. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. We're going to really be like butter and get on a roll. Right. Let me just get down this first row here. If they go to Somalia on asylum, here you go. This is what they'll be looking at for accommodations. The people who built this. Your suite is ready, Tim Walz. Are not going to benefit or enrich the culture of a people who built this. Hi, Ivan. How you doing? Yeah, let me shrink that up where you can put it. Get a screenshot and put it in your meta page. I don't go on there. There you are. Have enough time to get your screenshot. Crop it and put it on your meta page. Look, she look familiar? I feel so bad for you. We don't think about you at all. You know, it's sad. It's sad. She gave her life to people who could give two rats behinds for her. But that's because they want to feel like great white hopes. They want to feel like they have a purpose and a power that is undeserved. So there's another one for your meta page to make the liberals angry. Let me see that one picture I had, and I want to show you a video. Hang on a second. I can't believe that stuff didn't upload. I'll be darned. I'd be darned. Let me get past those. I got a funny video I want to show y'all. Well, you know, they're really all sick videos, but you got to laugh at some of this stuff. All right, let me put this up. Where's that crazy woman? Here we go. This is the this isn't the crazy one. Let me see what this one is. Let's see. They cut a mic off so it'll play better.
Hey bro, what kind of bird is that? Huh? What kind of bird is that? First. I'm not really sure. I think it's a legendary parrot.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Get the hell out of here! You're not welcome! Go away! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off!
Those are decoys, not ducks. Fucking retard.
Well, fuck off! We don't want you shooting around here!
I don't give a fuck. I don't want you walking around here.
Oh, fuck off! This is public property!
Exactly my point. Thanks for proving our point.
Well, don't shoot anything alive, you fuck off!
These are already dead. These are already dead.
I don't care!
They're already dead.
I don't like shooting you, fuck off! You fuck off!
Those birds identified as dead already.
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Oh, I love it.
Hey, up front.
Here.
Now.
Oh, yeah.
You get that on video?
Yeah.
Ian rolled that fucker.
They shot one right when she was walking away. But you know what in the hell? I don't know. Looney Tunes is right, Cherry. What is Ilhan Omar? Yeah, Ilhan Omar's got a different name, right? Mr. Kennedy, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe while you're here. So anyway, he said, it doesn't take the Babylon Bee long when they see stuff like this to come up with something crazy. Look at this. Minnesota changes official state bird to screaming lesbian. There she is. What a nut. What a damn nut. Is this the same video? I think it is. Let me see. I got to take it down. Or no. Wait a minute. Where did it go? Yeah, that's all right. This is another video. Wait a minute. Another one I want to show you all. What's this one? I thought this was a woman. Might as well be. This is a grown man. Look how they act once it gets sprayed. They're out there all arrogant, all intellectually superior, judgmental. Get a little bit of pepper spray. Watch them cry like a girl.
Come on, put your hand back. I know. Put your hand back. You're good. We got you. You're good.
Water. You're good. Clear it out. Flush it out.
Come here. Get up and come with me, all right?
I can watch that on loop. Boy, that cracks me up. Rolling. How you doing, Roland? Who else made it in? Anybody else? I don't know. Did you, now be honest, did you all see Bob Barker? Bob Barker. Remember him? Who could forget? But anyway, oh man, make them cry with memes.
All right, kind sir, we have a treat for you. Johnny is going to tell us about it now. Johnny, what could this fine gentleman win?
Bob, we've got the all-new J.D. Vance Pro 6000 Hydro Water Cannon Liptard Blaster. Includes power steering, all-wheel disc brakes, bucket seats, Pioneer AM/FM 8-track surround sound stereo, and 6,000 gallons per minute cannon with 360-degree swivel base for blasting the crap out of whiny bastards with too much free time.
Ha ha ha! I like it. I like it a lot. But anyway, let's get semi-serious. Yeah, that's a funny one. 8-track. Yeah. Yeah, I had stuff with 8-tracks in it. I had an Airstream trailer with an 8-track in it. I had a Lincoln with an 8-track tape player in it. I had a, y'all remember AMC Javelins? Oh my God. That's going down memory lane. I have to write down all the cars I had when I was making my way through this big old world. But anyway, I got to get some more stuff out of here. Let's see. I had a picture I wanted to put up before I played the video. Here it is. Here it is. This guy right here. Look at there. Yeah. He's making himself internet's famous. American AF put up, imagine losing your eye for Somalis that are stealing billions of dollars from you. Going out there and losing your eyeball. But where's that video of him? Here he is. Here he is. What do you notice about him? And you see him at the bottom where he gets it in the eyeball. He runs up. He charges towards the officers. He's looking for a lawsuit. But anyway, what do you notice about him while he's talking? Somebody mentioned tattoos, but he doesn't. I think he's got one on him. But what else will you notice?
What can you tell us about your injuries now and the prognosis? Will you be blind in that eye for life?
From what I've heard the doctors say and everyone else, yes, I will be blind for life. They said my globe was ruptured. I had my lower lid was cut up, and they had to take skin from my temple to fix it. There's a lot. I don't remember all the things.
Yeah, he's got those. Those Eddie Munster fingernails. You know, black fingernails, and the very soy voice. You know, from eating soy and Cheetos and Yoo-Hoos while he plays video games.
That they said I have fractures in my skull that they can't fix, and I can't sneeze or cough because it's dangerous too. I remember also when I shot, there was pepper in it, and I had pepper down my throat. It made it hard to breathe for a long time. They pulled a piece of plastic the size of a nickel out of my eye. They said I had shards of metal, glass, and plastic all throughout my eye and behind my eye and in my skull. And they also said that I had a piece of shrapnel metal about a few millimeters away from my carotid artery. And they said it was a miracle I survived, because if it got any closer, if it hit that, I would have died that night.
Totally blind right now? You see
Yeah.
nothing out of the eye?
Nothing
It's
out
black.
of his eye. Yeah, it's black.
Well, I hope you're proud of yourself. And he's got that, well, it's not quite a neck beard. I guess it is a neck beard. I don't know. He can't grow a mustache. He couldn't grow a full beard with a gun to his head. It probably looks like the fuzz around a pigeon's butt when he tries to grow a beard. But anyway, yeah, lose your eyeball for people that don't give a rat's behind about you, and attempt to help destroy your own damn country. You are brilliant. Brilliant. You know, and here's Ben Shapiro. Here's Ben Shapiro talking with Gruesome Newsom. Talk about beating around the damn bush. talking about the transgender ideology. Gavin Newsom won't come out and say that a man's a man and a woman's a woman. He's too scared of his base. He's got to hang on to them. And, of course, people in this country illegal don't care about it because they know they're going to take care of their own family. They're not going to let their kids go into that. But if they vote for people like Newsom, they get to stay in the country. So, but anyway, I'd be much more direct than Ben Shapiro. He tries. I'll give him credit. He tries to get him to answer the question directly. But as I've said, it's a question. It's a moral question also. It is state-sponsored religion, in my opinion, that they're pushing. And it's psychological abuse to introduce that kind of stuff to healthy young children. And it also opens the door for predators to cultivate children. Those are the things you should be talking about, Ben Shapiro.
Fundamental question that lies at the root of all of this is the question that you're not wanting to answer, which is whether boys can become girls.
Yeah, I think I'm for the grace of God. Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate the sympathy. I also feel terrible for anybody who's suffering with any sort of
I think it's
mental or
been
physical
the
condition.
case
That's
for
terrible, but
generations, for time immemorial. God bless. I don't know how.
Why is this a hard one? I just don't understand.
Because I don't know why it's such a. Why is it such a? I'm curious. I understand the political potency of it.
It's not just politically potent,
but it's just how. It's so few. We're talking about so few people.
It's not about
that are struggling with gender identity issues. A lot of remarkable people, a lot of wildly successful people, and they've gone on their life, have incredible lives. I don't know. There's so much hate and bigotry, so much condemnation, so much judgment.
This is the part where I start to object.
Yeah.
Okay. The idea that
you may not be spewing it.
No.
Like some others.
No,
trust me.
But
this is the business they're in.
There are lots of terrible people who say lots of terrible things, but
yes.
It is not an act of bigotry to say that a boy cannot become a girl, nor should my children be taught in K through 12 public schools that a boy can become a girl.
Yeah.
That is not an act of bigotry. That's an act of rationality and biological simplicity.
I respect your point of view, and
but good people,
good people disagree on this.
I know, but
and a lot of states, not just California, well-established rules, by the way, that predate me. Again, this is not where I started campaigning and advocating on these issues, as some suggest. Look, I'm with the Governor Spencer Cox, who said about many of these issues, never so much attention been placed on so few people.
The problem is, I do think that on an electoral level, to go to the politics, it is a barrier to entry for a lot of people. When
I agree with that.
When you say a boy can become a girl. And then just on a realistic...
And by the way, and I respect if that's your barrier to then listening to people on a myriad of other issues, so be it. It is what it is.
I find it strange that even if you wish to have a public policy that pursues something different, we cannot just admit that boys and girls are two different things and that a boy cannot become a girl. Why is this so difficult?
Yeah. I understand your point of view.
And
I also respect Caitlyn Jenner. I do.
It's not about respect for individuals.
Well, that was kind of weaselly. Well, why can't you just say a girl can't do some things a boy can do? No, it's more than that. It's more than that. It's corrupting children. It's psychological abuse to allow weirdos to approach children and discuss this kind of stuff. That's the bottom line. And until they get the nerve up to start talking about stuff like that, I really don't watch them. Don't have a whole lot of respect for their approach at all. And there you have it. So anyway, let me see what else we got going on here. I don't want to lose my place because I didn't upload everything at once. That might be the best way to do it because things get mixed up. And I do things more like one at a time. One subject at a time, maybe, rather than try to tackle the whole canoodle. So let's see what we got here. Here we go. United Kingdom is opposed to direct negotiations with Russia, which have been called for in Europe recently. Why not? Why not? London rejected the initiatives of France and Italy to resume direct contacts with Russia, said Foreign Minister Yvette Cooper. Well, they got their conscription age up to 65. They want to keep lowering the native population, in my opinion. The Norwegian Nobel Committee reacted to the transfer of the Peace Prize medal to U.S. President Donald Trump. After the announcement of the Nobel Prize, it cannot be withdrawn, divided, or transferred to other individuals. The decision is final and always in effect. The medal may change owners, but the title of the Peace Prize laureate, no. Okay, well, Trump's got it hanging in his office, so go pound sand. Oh my goodness, what's this? Do I have that video? Yeah, I think I do. I got the video. Did y'all see this situation in Israel? What happened with what's that, a helicopter? A helicopter, and what's that underneath? An Israeli Air Force helicopter crashed while attempting a transport due to a cable breaking in midair, according to the Army's press service. The crash involved a multi-purpose helicopter, the Anshuf, Hebrew for owl. Oh boy, put that in the CUE. Just put the word owl in and have a ball reading the posts. But anyway, an Israeli modification of the UH-60 Black Hawk. Let me see if I got that video. I should have it. It's not much. I mean, it's not much, but it's quite the sight of a helicopter dropping. Let me see. It might be this one. Let me see. Let me see. Where'd it go? Bear with me. I'll get to it. I hope. If this is not the right video, at least we'll watch a video. Here we go. Here we go. What's this? Huh. I don't even know what this is. Wait a minute. Oh, that's that crazy woman. I already played her. I thought the guy in the fatigues was oh my goodness, I guess I might not have it. I thought I did. Well, if I come across it, I'll put it up. Huh. Well, I better see. I'm trying to keep things from getting mixed up, but it's hard without somebody to give you a hand in collating. This might be it. Let us see. A producer, that's what you need. Whoa, this is Jasmine Crockett. Oh my gosh. Well, since she's up, I might as well play her. But anyway, the cable broke and the damn thing dropped. But anyway, this is Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton put up a video about John Cornyn and Jasmine Crockett. That's who he's running against for Senate. And I heard Jasmine Crockett, her fundraising is squat and her polling is squat.
From day one has actually been very helpful to me.
Publicly, they're opponents. Privately, they're perfectly in step. Crockett calls Cornyn her best partner in the Senate. It's not easy to get things done, especially if you don't have a dance partner. Cornyn said, so I offered to be your dance partner.
He has been actually a great partner.
The Senate swing.
I will tell you that I honestly have the utmost respect for John Cornyn. He has been a good partner.
The Washington Waltz.
I can tell you that I've worked with Senator Cornyn.
Cornyn and Crockett, the perfect pair.
Yeah, people are up and down about Senator Cornyn, but so what? He's a Republican. You sit there and get in bed with types like Jasmine Crockett. I don't care for you, okay? I don't think a lot of you. Here they got the Italian defense minister. There he is, Crosetto, in Groenlandia. Oh, I can't read that stuff. The Italian defense minister mocked the sending of several dozen European military personnel to Greenland to defend against the United States. I wonder what they're supposed to do there. Go on expedition? 15 Italians, 15 Frenchmen, 15 Germans. It sounds like the beginning of a joke, said Guido Crosetto, whose words were quoted by ANSA. So, like I said, it doesn't take long for the Babylon Bee to come up with something on things like this. NATO begs U.S. for emergency funding so they can defend Greenland from the U.S. They're not getting very far with that little strategy. You know, here's a post that got put up by ABC News. And I put in the comments, this is just evidence, one more reason why the mainstream media needs to be shut down. Proof that it has to be shut down. Majority of Americans say ICE agents' shooting of Renee Good was unjustified and inappropriate. New poll finds. What poll? A set of recently released polls found Americans largely at odds with the Trump administration in its defense of the ICE agent who fatally shot Minneapolis woman Renee Good. A Quinnipiac University poll found that 53% of registered voters said the shooting of Good was not justified, with 35% saying it was and 12% having no opinion. Over 9 in 10 Democrats and roughly 6 in 10 independents said the shooting was not justified, but more than 3/4 of Republicans said it was. So that just shows you that biased reporting does have an effect on people's perceptions of reality. Speaking of, reality, how many of you all remember Michelle Bachmann? And she just left the political stage. You all remember Michelle Bachmann? Well, here she is 15 years ago. And this, like I said, this was posted on True Social. And I said, whoa, blast from the past. But I'll put up some CUE posts CUE posts about her. But anyway, here she is back in 2012?
Minnesota provides a stunning example of how states are failing to properly ensure the appropriate use of taxpayer dollars spent on Medicaid managed care. This is something we are not proud of.
Here's the dirty secret that people don't understand about Minnesota. Progressive lawmakers have been inflating Minnesota's budget so they can create grants to fund nonprofits that ultimately are for their friends, for their supporters, for their constituent groups. So our state budget is a pass-through entity. It's a financial funnel that goes from federal money, state money to local money, but it goes through nonprofits. So friends of the progressives in Minnesota, who for decades have run this state, they create a nonprofit, they register it with the Minnesota Secretary of State, and then all of a sudden they can receive funding. A lot of these jobs are no-work jobs. So we are now not just fraud, but we're an intentional scam that's been going on for decades and decades in Minnesota. And
she said that back in 2012, 13 or 14 years ago. I said 15, but and she said it was going back decades then. So we're looking at 30 years or better of scams in Minnesota that every flipping body knew about. So what did I do? I pulled up a CUE post. I just put in Bachman. Bachman, okay? Bachman. It's actually two N's, but it still came up. Well, what? Yeah, Todd, what happened with her? She kind of fell off the map. But anyway, here's one that came up. Bachman defends her witch hunt. That was Salon, that liberal rag called Salon. They did a coordinated attack on Michelle Bachman. You all remember that, don't you? Minnesota representative offers evidence of Islamic infiltration of the U.S. government in a 16-page letter. What did I say? Muslim Brotherhood? This was written in 2012. July of 2012. There you go. Defended her attempt to root out deep penetration by the Muslim Brotherhood and government fraud. Now you know why she was driven out. But the point of the post is this. Oh, now remember, in the black boxes is when the CUE operator, okay, picks a comment out from the many comments on the board to highlight. Oh, this is one of the reasons why POTUS keeps bringing up witch hunt. Link to 16-page letter by Bachman regarding the infiltration of MB in the U.S. government. And what was CUE's response? They put up these photos. John Kerry with Syrian leader, what's his face? Nancy Pelosi. With Bashir al-Assad, who's gone, recently gone. Full circle. It's all connected. Welcome back, Huma. Now comes the pain. And you see the links that go along with it. Huma Abedin's ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. What did I show you the other night? The insurance laptop where 9 New York police officers ended it all because of what they saw on that laptop. Here we go again. I didn't cover the whole. Get a screenshot of the whole thing they're talking about here, but you can look. All you gotta do is put up Bachman in there, and you can read all the stuff. Ties back to Media Matters, pointed to a Snopes.com fact-check piece that cited as its sole discretion Senator, we don't say his name, McStain. The same McStain who met Libyan leader I can't say that name, also known a known Al-Qaeda associate, and saluted him as my hero in a visit to Benghazi. Senator McStain and others roundly criticized Michelle Bachmann in 2012. 2012, Michelle Bachmann was exposing Minnesota fraud and discussing the Muslim Brotherhood, and she left the stage. Okay? She and four members of the House Permanent Select Committee, Intelligence, and House Judiciary Committee cited Miss Abedin in letters sent to the Inspector General's office, Inspectors General of the Department of Defense, Department of State, Department of Justice, Department of Homeland Security, and the Office of Director of National Intelligence, warning about Muslim Brotherhood infiltration of the United States government. Why is this relevant? Who took an undisclosed trip to Saudi Arabia? What was the purpose of a face-to-face versus phone call? Alice in Wonderland. Remember, Alice in Wonderland is Hillary in Saudi Arabia. Here's the rest of that article that I just showed you all the top of it. The Clinton campaign is attempting once again to sweep important questions under the rug about top aide Huma Abedin, her family ties to the Muslim Brotherhood, and to Saudi Arabia and her role in the ballooning Clinton email scandal. Her mother, Saleha Abedin, sits on the presidency staff council of the International Islamic Council for Dawah and Relief. Dawah and Relief, yeah. A group that is shared by the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, Sheikh Yusuf al-Qawadi. Perhaps recognizing how offensive such ties will be to voters concerned over future terrorist attacks on this country by Muslims professing allegiance to Sharia law. Oh, Illinois, she like Sharia law. The Clinton campaign on Monday tried to downplay Miss Abedin's involvement in the Journal and the Muslim Brotherhood. And this is where it goes back to what I read earlier, the Clinton surrogate group, Media Matters. Oh, Media Matters announced yesterday that they're closing their X account. Remember, Elon Musk is suing Media Matters. But you can find them on Blue Sky, where I go to cry. Now, some people might be lost. Why am I talking about this stuff? The Clintons are getting ready to be held in contempt. Okay? What was discussed was their questions were going to be asked about Jeffrey Epstein with the Saudi Arabian passport, remember? And his fundraising for the Clinton Foundation. They're going to get into this Muslim Brotherhood stuff. You watch. They're going to get into Saudi Arabia. That's why the Clintons don't want to show up. And that's why I'm saying to myself, there might just be a pile of arrests all at one time. Maybe under the guise of contempt of Congress. But the reality is going to be over that meme I put up many times, that Fox News put up, the Inspector General looking at Clinton Foundation and crimes against who? Children. Okay? Time to dump Trump. Europeans whisper last resort options to save Greenland. The alliance is already broken, officials say, so why not threaten to cut ties with America on military collaboration? Why should the U.S. continue to have access to these bases or receive support from allies' naval assets air forces, or even intelligence services if it tries to take over sovereign territory from a NATO member like Denmark. The question is so sensitive. Let me get the other page of this stuff. It's sensitive because Trump will say, fine, you want us, we don't want you. Diplomats are at pains to keep it away from the mainstream debates between governments in the summit rooms of the EU or NATO. Logistically, closing a U.S. base would involve profound challenges, said Jeffrey Korn, director for military law and policy at Texas Tech University, like managing troop departures and legal claims for the value of military assets. But legally, it's really a matter of domestic law for European countries that want to terminate the U.S. presence, he said. That's their prerogative. The transatlantic relationship is changing, one official from the EU said. It's not going back. Who's going to get hurt more than that, by that than we're not going to get hurt that bad? They're the ones that are going to get hurt. We spent God knows how much money over there. Whatever happened to Lend-Lease during World War II? Billions and billions of dollars when money really meant something. We never got that damn money back. We did Lend-Lease with Britain, or the UK, Russia, France. We never saw a dime of that back. And the Marshall Plan rebuilding every damn thing. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney actually stated that Canadians would defend Greenland against the United States in the event of attack. That earned 425 laughy faces and 111 clown faces. Now Zelensky has also stated, citing intelligence information, that the Russian armed forces are preparing for massive new strikes. I bet they are. Trump put out a statement that he said it's not Putin holding up the deal. It's not Putin. It's Zelensky holding up the deal. Laura Loomer put up something. I don't know if I can find it that quick, but she put up something saying that the attack on Iran is still in the cards because Trump knows they're liars. But anyway, something bolstering that notion. The U.S. and Saudi Arabia have evacuated the Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia of non-essential aircraft. Satellite imagery reveals from January 15th that only tanker aircraft remain at the base. All other craft have departed. And here they have satellite images showing, yeah, everybody's got the hell out of there. Another update on that with satellite photos. Comparison of Al Udeid Air Base satellite image from 3 days ago to today shows a reduction in the number of KC-135 and KC-46 tankers from 13 to 5. Number of C-17s, 4 to 5, is almost the same, and no bomber or RC-135 can be seen either. So, well, maybe they're just being cautious. But this is unnerving. Strategic advisor to Iran's parliament speaker, Mahdi Mohammadi. We know that we are facing a regime change war in which the only way to achieve victory is to make credible the threat that during the 12-day war with Israel, although it was ready, did not get the opportunity to be carried out. What's he saying? What did you have ready that you did not carry out? A geographically expansive war of attrition. You know what a war of attrition is? Look it up. Focused on the Persian Gulf energy markets on the basis of a steadily increasing missile firepower, lasting at least several months. And they're showing the stockpile of Iranian missiles, ballistic and cruise. And that's what Iran is threatening now. Yes, Iran could sink one of the Navy's aircraft carriers. They're saying by relentless barrages, because they apparently have thousands of missiles over there. Hi, Stanton. How you doing? So anyway, when you put together what Scott Bessent said about the billions of dollars going out of Iran and what we just covered here, something's going to happen. Trump isn't going to say, well, we're getting along now and everything. No, he wants them gone. He wants the Iran regime gone. It's part of the Muslim Brotherhood, and there you have it. So anyway, let's see. What have I got a lot of stuff. Whoa. Let me just try to get it all loaded up here so we can go through it. Oh man. Thank you for bearing with me. Here's something that's interesting. Did you all hear about this suspicious event? Gas pipeline explodes in Willow River, Pine County, where? Minnesota. Hi, Stanton. 2 separate fires. Here's a video of it. Do you all suspect that this may have been sabotage? And listen to the guy driving by. He seems to know exactly what it is and where it is. What the name of the facility is. It's hard for me to hear it.
Yeah, I think Northern Natural Gas's pipeline behind Fox Lake blew. Is that what that is? Yeah, I think Northern Natural Gas's pipeline behind Fox Lake blew. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Looks awful suspicious to me. Could be part of their plans to disrupt. Here, this will drive them nuts. Watch all the lefties go cuckoo. This is down in Florida. Ha ha! They named a boulevard after Trump.
That's a serious sign. Wilton, you want to come up here? Look at that. Come on. I don't know if you're going to compete with it, Wilton. This is, all of a sudden, you're looking a little bit squeezy here. Let's see. Good. Oh, that's great. Wow. I love that. Greatest president in our lifetime. Wilton, how old are you? That's not very long. And you do a great job, too. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'll take it.
I say name as many as I can after him, and Drew really drives freaks nuts. But anyway, remember when I played that video of that cop was looking a little concerned when Jacob Frey was saying for the police to fight ICE, that people want the police to fight ICE? Well, here's a statement. Jacob Frey, you could tell by the look on his face, he doesn't like it. I believe this person has spoken with Department of Homeland Security and some higher ups at Justice Department, and he's on board now with quelling these protesters and controlling these protesters. That's one of the reasons Trump said, well, we really don't need the Insurrection Act right now. But listen to how he's changed his tune.
My name is Brian O'Hara, BRIANO'Hara. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. At 6:51 p.m., Minneapolis police received a 911 call reporting a shooting on the 600 block of 24 Avenue North. Preliminary information indicates that there was a struggle with a federal agent in front of the resident. During the struggle, the federal agent discharged his weapon, striking one adult male. The adult male then retreated inside of the residence, where he remained inside and refused to come out. Eventually, federal agents made entry into the residence, and the individual was brought to an ambulance where he has been transported to the hospital. Minneapolis police have secured the crime scene around the location, and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, as well as the FBI, are on the scene processing the evidence. There's a crowd gathered in the area, and we have called for mutual aid from the Minnesota State Patrol and Hennepin County Sheriff. The crowd is engaging in unlawful acts. They have thrown fireworks at police officers, and at multiple times, gas has been deployed. Police are attempting to disperse this unlawful assembly at this time. I urge anyone that is at the scene to leave immediately. This is already a very tense situation, and we do not need this to escalate any further. I have faith that the investigators are involved will follow every lead in this case and ensure it is completed to its logical.
He's the first official that said that the so-called protesters were the ones throwing fireworks, and he's condemning them. And Jacob Frey doesn't like it. Too bad, but he doesn't like it. But I think he's been given the word. You know, if you can't straighten it out, we're going to straighten it out. And that's why Trump said, well, I don't think we really need it right now. Let me see what this video is. Did I play this one yet? What do we got here?
60 Minutes is in trouble.
Oh, God. I don't even know if I want to play this. Remember this creep, Jim Acosta? He's talking bad about CBS because CBS didn't air that stupid documentary they were trying to do on Alligator Alcatraz. But he's claiming that the Trump administration is strong-arming the media. And he's got the nerve to say, because of Trump, we don't have a fair media, when as biased as they've been for all these years.
We're all in trouble. And when Barry Weiss is spiking a segment on CCOT and the gulag that they're running down there in El Salvador, a torture prison basically, that the U.S. is basically in business with, that's a big story. That's a big problem. And when she can spike a story like that because they're now owned by the Ellisons, which are MAGA friendly, that's a massive problem for this country. And I've been describing it this way. I think we have a system of state compromised media in this country. Mm-hmm. We do not have a free press the way that we did a couple of years ago. If we have major corporations that are in charge of our media outlets that are under the thumb of the current administration, then you really don't have freedom of the press. You have corporations running media companies that are subject to the whims of a mad king president. And that is a huge problem for all of us. Just the other day, the anchor of the CBS Evening News ended his newscast by saying, "We salute you, Marco Rubio." I mean, not only was Walter Cronkite spinning in his grave, I was hoping he would come back from the great beyond to choke the living shit out of him and say, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, they got to go straight to foul language and violence, you know? But Boynton, well, I don't care if handcuffs go on him or not, Roland. He's just a angry little gay man that nobody pays attention to anymore, and that's pretty much where they belong. Let's see. Here's Jack Posobiec. What's he got up? ICE is now putting bumper stickers on their cars in Minnesota that say, "Honk if you love ICE." Yeah, they needed to make them really bright. Honk if you love ICE. So if they blow their horns and raise hell, they'd be loving ICE. Anyway, I forgot to mention, a couple of minutes ago, we're at the 125 mark, so I say 123. I put a link in to buy me a coffee if anybody wants to help the channel out. If you notice, this is a commercial-free broadcast, and I want to thank Mike and Bev and Colette for helping out this week. I do appreciate it. We're already in the third week of January. But anyway, totally if you support the channel, I have a link in the description if anybody wants to help out about the 123, 125 mark, thereabouts. It is appreciated, and the link does work after the live stream. Anyway, here's another, what is, here's some lunatics. What are they doing? I'm a border hawk. Oh, these are people checking cars to see if people are conservative or not. They say Yahtzees, you know what I mean? Yahtzees.
Here come the toy soldiers. I can make those noises too. Like, stop trying to make that shot.
That's what a Nazi would say.
Not a Nazi!
Yeah, if you don't act like you support them, they won't let you through. Here's a guy who's being, I think, overly polite, but they're demanding they get to look in his car to see if he's an ICE agent or not. He's real nice to them, and I would not have been. But I guess, you know, better than getting your windshield knocked out.
Here you go. Yeah, like I said, I don't have to do this. I'm happy to do this. That's all. So we just got to stop this.
So he's got a lot of camera equipment. I think we can say this isn't ICE.
Yeah, I'm not. I tried to tell the first lady, nobody believes me. That's all I can do is tell you. I already shot. Listen, first of all, I don't have to do any of that, but I'm kind. I respect what you are doing. Yeah, no. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I just don't understand my job, and I don't know how to do it.
Were you here yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes, he was here yesterday. I can testify that. I didn't recognize him.
No, I appreciate your help. Thank you.
I'm not here to help you.
No,
I think the fact that you're in a vehicle like this at this time
I get it. But with all due respect to everybody, I can't help the way I drive.
Well, you can. You can go rent something else. I mean, if you're part of the media.
That's not how it works.
This is my business.
I know. This is not how it works. So anyhow, I hope you guys understand. Not here to
He was here with a video camera yesterday. I did see another vehicle with them, but I did see him with a camera.
Press badge when folks are talking to you on the side?
No.
Okay.
I told them I was with the media.
Okay.
And when people get irate with me, I have no choice to just roll out the window.
I think you gotta understand that people were kidnapped.
Well, it wasn't yesterday, because that's what we did the story on.
Sorry.
Let's just wrap this up, okay?
It was helpful. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's fine.
You guys, the first time,
Let's just wrap this up so either way, you know.
Making him explain himself, telling him he needs to rent a different kind of vehicle. Well, maybe you shouldn't rent this kind of vehicle because that's the kind of vehicle ICE rents. Man, I tell you what, it's a wonder there isn't more blow-ups. Who's this? Let me see. What's going on here? Oh, my goodness, I dropped my video. Hold on a second. There it is. Freedom means, the caption on this video is that the reporter asking a question should get an award for dumbest question of the year.
Do I understand your question correctly? You're asking how does it help the American auto worker when prices come down for American auto cars? Okay, so when the prices come down on American auto cars, more people buy American auto cars. They'll buy more American trucks. So when you buy an American vehicle instead of a foreign vehicle, that means that the American company is making more money, that there is a need for plants to be making more vehicles. The more that people buy American vehicles, the better it is for American companies. The more money they make, the more vehicles that are needed, the more workers they need, the more hours, the more trucks they build. It's a beautiful thing for our country and very obviously strongly helps the American economy, the American auto companies, the American auto workers. When the price comes down and more people are able to buy American.
He got to tell him like a 3-year-old. Now this is the caption on this one is that they tried to hit this lady with a race baiting question, and she gives them a smackdown. CNN. Let's see. Wolf Blitzer, another Gaby. What was her name? She exposed him, that he's got a husband. Kellyanne Conway. She said, I don't bring up your private life. I don't bring up about you and your husband. And Wolf Blitzer shut right the hell up. But anyway, how do they end up with all these guys that got sugar in their gas tank doing the news? Anyway. Let's hear what he got to say.
Before we let you go, I want to ask you about the recruitment. You talked about, the training they get. Yeah. There's an ICE recruiting poster, and it read, quote, "We'll have our home again." That's gone viral. That phrase is cited as having ties to white nationalist groups in the U.S. and Canada and a database of symbols maintained by the Global Project Against Hate and Extremism. I want to let you explain that. And also, even if this is not intentional, do you denounce this if it's if this could be seen as a dog whistle to white supremacists?
We'll have our home again is now a white nationalist dog whistle. I mean, what do they even refer? What is that a dog whistle to?
Well, it's
by the way, I had a feeling you would ask me about this. I want to let you explain. There's plenty of poems. There's gotten a lot of attention. There's plenty. Yes, and there's no reason that we should be manufacturing outrage. There are plenty of it is actually. There are plenty of policy disagreements we should be having, and I really believe we should be having. Manufacturing fake outrage is not that. There are plenty of poems, there are plenty of songs, there are plenty of books with the same title. And the fact that people would like to cherry pick something of white nationalism to make some sort of connection to DHS law enforcement, well, it's no wonder we're seeing such vast, rampant assaults against our law enforcement. It's no wonder Secretary Noem is facing so many threats against her life. I am Tom Homan across the board is because of garbage like this and people choosing to manufacture outrage. I think it's quite frankly embarrassing.
Well, I wanted to give you the chance to respond again. This came from the Global Project Against Hate and Extremism. Thank you very much for coming on, Tricia McLaughlin. We appreciate your time to give DHS a side of the story.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thanks very much for coming.
So if you want to get 20 or 30 million people that don't belong in this country to get your home back and have your home again, that means you're a racist. Oh, okay. And then the chevron at the bottom. DHS Secretary Noem says U.S. citizens may be asked to validate their identity. Yeah. What's the big deal there? Validate who you are. We got so many damn people running around, no business in this country, ripping us off. Ex-ICE director under Obama, oh great, says that's akin to a police state. No, you got to defend your country. It's just that damn simple. But here's Rashida Tlaib. They want to make it so you can't even say you want your home back. You can't say we want to be home again.
Look at this. We'll have our home again. What does that evoke in you when you see this? It literally, when I see it as a Muslimah, as a Palestinian, as a child of immigrants, I see that this is something that is evoking, like, I'm not welcome here. It is very clear what is intentionally happening.
Well, you're not welcome here because you're a troublemaker. You've been doing nothing but trouble, and you've been advocating for foreign countries over top of Americans. And you and all the other people in the House of Representatives that have lorded over this fraud for years. And the only reason we're finding out about it is because of 23-year-olds on YouTube. You need to be thrown the hell out of this country. You don't belong here. You aid and abet criminality. What's this one? Clandestine. Again, let me see what he had to say. It must be something because I cropped it out. So many people are confused about the Insurrection Act. The Dems want you to believe that Trump is going to send the U.S. military to start mowing down protesters. In reality, the U.S. military would be deputized to engage in law enforcement on U.S. soil to help with arrests and security. The military would be assisting in the deportation operation and serving as both a physical and psychological deterrent for would-be rioters. And given that the Dems are using illegals to steal elections, might as well say it as many times as necessary, this operation is literally a matter of national security. Election security is national security. Financial security is national security. So the usage of the U.S. military to expedite the process is more than justified. Trump will strike when the time is right. Let's hope so. Yeah, I see what you said there, Roland. I do appreciate it. Roland said he went by buy me a coffee. So I'm going to put a boom in for Roland. Where's my boomer at? What movie was that? Pow! Right on Tim Walz's head. Kaboom! Thank you, Roland. Pow! I do appreciate it, folks. So, let me see. I got some videos here. Let's see what this one is. I don't even know. I'm not sure what this is. Wait until he starts talking. Oh, I don't know. What do you make of this video? Somebody put up as a spoof. A spoof about Trump.
The United States seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're going to keep it. We're keeping.
Where's it? Are we going to sell it or put it in the strategic?
Maybe we'll sell it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Yeah, please.
Sir, have you spoken to American oil companies that have had their assets seized about what a post-Maduro Venezuela would mean for them, what coming back and restarting operations?
The big ones, yeah. I have. Yeah, please.
I guess that's Trump dealing with them in the only way they understand. Anyway, here is ICE taking down a furry. Remember I warned you all about these furries a couple of years ago. I got some people mad at me. Don't pick on furries. Well, furries used to be a fun thing. People used to go take their tweens and their preteens and their teenage kids to doing cosplays and stuff like that. But the weirdo lefties have taken it over. But anyway, here's one of them going down. They told you to get out of the road. That means furries too. Get your furry rear end out of the road. Wait a minute, I got another. What is this one? What is this one? That was hiding in the woodwork. Let's see. Could be something important. Let me see. There we go. French President Emmanuel Macron stated that France now provides 2/3 of the intelligence information for Ukraine, claiming it has largely replaced the United States, which suspended most of its intelligence exchange with Kiev in March of 2025. French Finance Minister Roland Lescure warned his American colleague Scott Bessent that any attempt to annex Greenland would cross a red line and jeopardize the United States' economic ties with Europe, according to the Financial Times newspaper. Boy, they really don't want to let go of Greenland. And we're tired of paying for everything up there. They can't secure that piece of land, not to our satisfaction. And you can't afford it, get the hell out. There we go. Since free press put up, we got him. The president of Greenland has been captured. Another furry. Another furry. What's this video? What's going on here? Federal judge blocks USDA from cutting Minnesota food stamp funding. Oh, so this judge just wants us to keep throwing our money in the damn gutter. Let it get stolen.
All the red states sent us their data to help figure out what that looked like. We found 200,000 dead people, or people using dead people's social security numbers. We found 500,000 people getting more than 2 times what they should have, getting those benefits twice. We found some guy getting benefits in 5 states. And Maria, this is just the red states. I mean, the red states normally have a smaller program, tighter accountability and control. The blue states sued us, and so we're in another active litigation on that. They don't want California, New York, they don't want to turn their data over so that we can help them root out the fraud. And then the Minnesota piece, of course, which we've all been covering, is remarkable. So we are in court. We're going to work really hard to make sure we're protecting the American taxpayer and the people who actually need these.
Yeah, well, another damn judge we got to fight. What is that one judge? What did that one judge do? Wait a second. I think it was a judge from Senegal or some damn where. Where is it? Another judge holding up the flipping works. Oh, here's that helicopter. Wait a second. I got some Trump videos. Hold on. I might go a little longer. I got a couple of things here I got to put up. I don't want to wait till tomorrow. I want to put it up tonight. Y'all stick with me for a little bit longer. How about that? All right. Do a little bit of bonus. I should be signing off, but I'm going to go a little bit longer. Let me show you this judge. What's this guy? Who is this guy? This guy, what are we going to do with this guy? He's another foreign-born Biden appointee. What's he doing? What kind of crap is he trying to pull? Stephen Miller thought enough of it to post about him. They load illegal voters onto the rolls, harvest their votes, and then they appoint judges who know they will cover up their crimes. Breaking, Mustafa T. Kasupa. How do you say that? A Biden-appointed judge blocked the federal government from accessing Oregon's voter data. Oh, isn't that what Tina Peters is in jail for 9 years of her life? Probably for the rest of her life, because she was trying to preserve voter data. And here we have this character. I think he's from Senegal. Maybe he's from Cameroon. Who the hell knows? In charge of the federal courts. This country better wake the hell up. Here's that helicopter in Israel. Now, I'll play it twice because I can't see where it ends up in the ground. Maybe I'll see it better on this screen. Let me see. I'll go ahead and play it. See if y'all can spot where it lands. But anyway, it's wild. You see, they're carrying a helicopter, and it's got the blades off of it, and the cable breaks.
Whoa! Whoa! Yo! 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 Whoa! Whoa! Yo! 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 Yo!
Was it down in the gully, or where did I couldn't see it? Hi, Hawks. How you doing? Yeah, he's an idiot. Speaking of that verbiage, listen to this guy. You know, you should get in trouble for this. He's a member of Congress. And listen, he's talking about Trump. And listen to how many times he uses the term idiot. We never used to talk this way. There should be some penalty for that. Count how many times you hear the word idiot. In this, a minute clip or however long it is, a minute and a couple of seconds?
Senator, let's turn to the president's threats to take Greenland. Denmark's foreign minister says there are fundamental differences with the administration. After their meeting yesterday, you also met with him after that White House meeting. Is there a way to address the president's security concerns without handing over Greenland that both sides might support?
No, because this is nothing to do with actual security concerns. This is the president being an idiot. And he is really excited about the idea of taking this big piece of land that's on a map. And he's just using any excuse to actually cover up his idiotic idea. And then you have people like, J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio. They're coming up with all these weird excuses. We have access to Greenland. We have a base in Greenland. The Kingdom of Denmark has said you could expand all the bases you want. They have agreed to work with us on economic issues. They've agreed to any type of economic treaty to secure mineral rights, whatever it is. They'll do anything because they certainly don't want to work. But this is just a fit of fancy this president is having, and then all his court jesters around him are coming up with an excuse because the real excuse is because the real reason is really dumb. It's just the president is an idiot, and we're all trying to come up with excuses. But the fact is, at the core base, this president is an idiot, and now he's putting that foreign policy into effect, which is going to negatively affect us in the long run in terms of our national security.
Where did they find this guy? You just sit there and insult the president a half a dozen times, and where he's claiming he's a genius over Trump, he's saying, well, Greenland will let us do whatever we want. We can put bases here and there and do whatever we want. We got to pay for that crap, buddy. So you're saying we're going to let Greenland own it, have dominion over that land, but we can spend the money to do whatever we want while they call the shots? You're the idiot. You know, they never have point counterpoint up with these type of idiots. Here's where Trump said, I think this is where he said he doesn't really need the insurrection, but he reserves the right. You know, if he does need it, he can call it up.
A 25% tariff, which is, by the way, about 7 times more than they would have to pay by raising their drug, like 7 times. This wasn't like a little bit more, 7 times more. And I may do that for Greenland too. I may put a tariff on countries if they don't go along with Greenland, because we need Greenland for national security. So I may do that. I'll give you a little, I'll take you out of the, in fact, that'll end up being the story. But actually this is
because we're reducing healthcare
numbers that you haven't seen.
No, that's where he's saying put the tariffs up 25% if they don't support it on Greenland. You know, so yeah, Trump knows what the hell he's doing. Much more than that moron that was talking smack. Let me see what this one is. Let me see what this video is. Let's see. Yeah, I think this might be the one. Let me see.
The Insurrection Act. Also, if you look at it, I believe it was Bush, the elder Bush. He used it, I think, 28 times. It's been used a lot. And if I needed it, I'd use it. I don't think there's any reason right now to use it. But if I needed it, I'd use it. It's very powerful. How will you keep it?
There he is once again, just walking up to a mob of so-called reporters, and any question they ask, he can answer it no problemo. But the lefties are constantly saying, Trump is losing it. The latest is they're saying he had a stroke. What was it? The Daily Beast was putting that out with some so-called doctor saying that Trump had a stroke because when he napped out at a 3-hour cabinet meeting. But anyway, Daily Beast is going to have problems of its own because they caused an American citizen to lose his life in Ukraine, Coach Red Pill. But we'll talk about this some other time. Let's see what this video is. I'm not even sure. Whoa, wait a minute.
Senator Cornyn from day one has actually been very helpful to me.
I've already played that. Let me get that out of my studio. What are you doing in here? What are you doing back in my studio? Ha ha ha. What's this one? Here's a video. Venezuelan leader, opposition leader Machado speaks to the press. Oh, this is where she talks about where she gave her Nobel Prize to Trump. And she knows more about our history than American reporters. She talks about when George Washington gave Lafayette a medal. And Lafayette gave it to Bolivar, okay, who's a Latin American hero. They don't even know what she's talking about, but she's got more of a grasp of George Washington and Lafayette than American reporters do.
Did you offer to President Trump your Nobel Peace Prize?
I presented the President of the United States the medal of the Nobel Peace Prize, and I told him this. Listen to this. 200 years ago, General Lafayette gave Simon Bolivar a medal with George Washington's face on it. Bolivar since then kept that medal for the rest of his life. Actually, when you see his portraits, you can see the medal there. And it was given by General Lafayette as a sign of the brotherhood between the United States, people of the United States and the people of Venezuela in their fight for freedom against tyranny. And 200 years in history, the people of Bolivar are giving back to the heir of Washington a medal, in this case a medal of the Nobel Peace Prize, as a recognition for his unique commitment with our freedom.
She compares Trump to George Washington. So, yeah, she's sucking up to him pretty good. But so anyway, I'm going to play you all that video that I told you I would probably get a copyright strike. And if the video disappears for a while, it's because I'm going to appeal it. Because I think it's a public service message that I'm putting out. If I got it in here, wait a minute. About these people, they have an anthem. I call it an anthem. And if you see a wild-eyed liberal playing this song loudly, did anybody guess what their anthem was? Now, I can use videos with fair use, okay? And I consider this to be a public service. And it's not my fault that these liberals are choosing this song to use, okay? And that's what I'm going to do. Well, if I appeal them all, Miss Minister, my videos get taken down. Nobody gets to see them. And then if I win, they put the video back up. And all the information's 4 or 5 days out of date. But we'll see what happens. I will play this video, and if you hear it, I like the song myself, but it's being commandeered by lunatic liberal white women. Okay? So anyway, folks, I hope you enjoy this video and heed my public notice warning to look out for these types of people. And I want to thank you all for spending your precious time with me. I put another link in the chats at the 145 mark for anybody that wants to help the channel out. I do appreciate it with Buy Me a Coffee. And thank you, Roland. And thank you, Mike and Bev. And thank you, Colette, for helping out this week. You all enjoy this video. Take heed. It's a public service announcement, and I've already given my editorial comment on it, which I'm allowed to do under fair use. You all have a great night. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Good afternoon. Fuck Donald Trump. Today I was at the range, and it'll do your heart good to know there was a lot of women there. I was there not with but with the little one that I carry with me all the time, and I'm going to show you up here a little picture of what I was aiming at today. You motherfucking MAGA fucks, you might think that we're out here just sitting around wondering what's going to happen. I ain't wondering about shit. I know what's going to happen. Fuck you.